Hey guys, Octane Restorations, and we are back with the 1996 GoldWing GL1500 Special Edition. If you know Murphy's Law, it states that anything that can go wrong will go wrong, and that is exactly the case with this GoldWing. I don't know if you remember, but last episode we found the fuel leak, got it all chased down, and then when we put everything back together, the motorcycle wouldn't start. So that is where we are at right now. Our symptoms are a no crank, no start. So that means whenever you turn on the key, press the starter, the engine doesn't spin over at all. We are also not getting a neutral light on the dashboard, which normally when it's in neutral and you turn the key on, it'll light up. So to me, that indicates either a fuse blown or some sort of safety switch is tripped. And it was just working a few minutes ago whenever I was reassembling it and decided that it didn't want to stay going. So that's where we're at now. And this is the episode on solving that. So just showing the dash right here, even though it is in neutral, you're getting your normal lights, but you're not getting the neutral light. And again, you can rock the bike to make sure it's in neutral. Sometimes the safety switch can just get stuck, and so here I am playing with the reverse lever just to see if mine is just stuck and if I'm lucky. But whenever it comes to motorcycles, I'm not very lucky, so I know that I'm going to have to tear it down and clean the reverse safety switch myself. But you might get lucky and just playing with the reverse safety switch like this might be able to solve your problem. Again, here, I'm just trying to manually work it, see if I can, quote unquote, knock it loose. It's got a spring inside there that compresses, and so what I figure is that it's stuck in the compressed configuration, showing that it is in, quote, reverse. I know it's not true because the reverse lever's down and the bike can rock, but the switch doesn't know that. If the switch gets stuck in the compressed position, which you'll see later what I'm talking about whenever I say compressed, then this can happen. So what I'm going to do right now, just since I already have this piece off, I am going to go check all the fuses and relays that I can. I'm a huge fan of the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. That's what I got to tell myself. So it does come with extra fuses and a fuse puller. It's just something that Honda thought of. They thought of everything with these. I am partial to Honda motorcycles. I do love Honda. But I'm just going to check all these fuses. Theoretically, you should only check the fuse pertaining to the electrical system, which would be the reverse system or the starter system or the dash system in this case. But I'm just going to go ahead and check them all while I'm here. Also, if your motorcycle has any problems like this, a good place to refer to is the old GoldWing forums. I'm 99% sure if your motorcycle has a problem, it's been talked about and there's been a solution to it in the GoldWing forums. It's a lot of knowledge in those forums, even though they're not active anymore. Now it's mostly Facebook groups. There is still a lot of information in the forums. Now we're back to disassembling this thing. I know we've disassembled it already like 10 times, so what's one more? One more won't hurt anything. On the bright side, this is making me very, very good at disassembling these GL1500s. So we got the side pulled off. This is that reverse safety switch I was telling you about. There's that little piston that compresses. So what I'm doing is I'm manually working it. So how it works is the reverse safety switch rotates and then it's got that little bump and that bump compresses that piston. The reverse of this motorcycle is actually ran off of the starter motor. It's a pretty cool design by Honda. They've got a pretty beef starter motor, and the starter motor actually engages and reverses the rear wheel of this motorcycle. So we messed with it a little bit, turned the motorcycle on, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's a green light. That is a green neutral light, guys. Clear as day. And the bike even turns over. So that was the problem. That little piston just getting stuck. And as you can see, we're manually depressing it right now. Now the game plan is to spray it with some electrical contact cleaner, the inside of the switch as best as I can. You don't want to use WD-40 because WD-40 leaves an oil behind, and that oil attracts dirt. If you spray it inside the switch, dirt will make its way into the switch and, cause more problems down the road. Electrical cleaner leaves no residue behind at all, so you won't leave anything that dirt will attract to. So that's just what I'm going to do right there. I'm going to spray it with some electrical cleaner like I was saying. Now we're putting it back together for the 50th time. On the Brad side, we know this motorcycle very, very well. This is what engaging the reverse lever should show on the dash. That neutral light should come on and off. As you pull the reverse lever up, the neutral light goes off. Because it's not in neutral anymore, it's in quote-unquote reverse. So that's what a normal one should look like. But we're going to get it finished, put together, and then we're going to ride it out of the shop. We're not going to ignore the elephant in the room. Bonus points if you can guess what animal that bone is from that my dog is chewing on. I'll just say that they're abundant in Texas. But that thing's as big as she is. I don't use the reverse system of the GoldWings very often. Normally, unless you're backing up a hill or something. It's really the only time I'll ever use it. Like say you're in a parking lot that's at a downhill slope and you gotta back up to get out of it. That's really the only time I use it. Just because it does cause a little bit extra wear on the starter motor. If you use it often. I know, how could I stall it the first time riding it? On the Brad side, I do make it to the front of the house to wash it. As you can see right here up at the front of the house in between those trees. So I do make it. Well, that's all for this video. We got it driven to the front of the house. And we got the reverse safety switch knocked out. So thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please consider liking and subscribing. It actually really does help. Thanks again for watching. The next series is going to be a good detail and wash on it. And again, this is Octane Restorations. You have a good rest of your day.